I think just overall competitiveness has been something we've just been trying to focus on every day, you know, and whatever it may be in practice or in games. I think, you know, it's a competitive league. You know, you got to be able to be competitive with yourself and your teammates and your opposition.
I think it's about being a Western League player every day, and it's a big standard. Like, we're learning how to deal with long road trips, how to play back-to-back nights. A lot of our players haven't played 4 games in a week, so little stuff like that, it goes a long way. The practice days are demanding. There's always video, there's weightlifting, there's all that stuff. So for our young guys, they got to learn how to be pros every day. That's the biggest thing. And I think for the goal moving forward is just making them better, a little bit better every day. You want them to get better as the years go, but it's exciting to see them take little steps as they go.
So with this year, we've got valid equipment here. So they're kind of a group that have been testing through most professional sports leagues, all the way from the NHL, MLB, Premier League in Europe, NBA, NFL. Everybody's mostly testing off of this equipment now. So we've got something here called the Force Frame, which was able to test through the Hurricanes' shoulders and hips. And we were able to test strength profiles around their hip and shoulders, looking for themes of injuries that maybe they were carrying, maybe differences between athletes, differences compared to normative data of where they maybe should be relative to their strength and the strength of their peers, and comparing those to reports of college hockey players down in the States and those kind of things. So I think it's pretty helpful for us on a performance side of things to test through the hip and the shoulder to see their strength. Helps us to make decisions on if they get injured, how we can help return them in a safe way to the ice, and help make sure that they're also returning kind of to their level of performance that they need to be. But also helpful for us to make decisions with regards to strength and conditioning, and maybe kind of implementing some changes or tweaks in terms of like their training programs already. And then we were also able to use our force plates here, so they're really nice pieces of technology that allow us to look at like lower body explosiveness, speed, and power, and able to quantify those things as well. And then same thing, using those for hopefully not having to deal with major injuries in the lower body, but if we are, we're looking at using those as part of kind of gold standard metrics for returning people to sport. Anybody who's coming off of any kind of surgery these days, the gold standard for all these things is being able to measure those pieces of data and be able to give them proper objective feedback, as opposed to prior was, you know, trying to use more functional tests and things of that nature. But those tests are in the literature kind of starting to fade away a little bit. We kind of need to know metrics and be able to quantify exactly where they are to make some of these decisions. So I think it's helpful for the Hurricanes this year for us. It's something kind of new that we're bringing, but it's also something that they're going to be exposed to when they take that next step to the NHL, or if they're playing down south. Something that they will be testing off the same pieces of equipment that those guys are testing off as well. And it just helps us to make better informed decisions with regards to their care, and also just kind of helping them try and maximize their potential as athletes. So far it's been a blast. You know, working last year with you guys and with Marty, the athletic therapist there, has been so fun. We love having athletes in our facility. I think so much of part of Lethbridge is it's a small town. So at the end of the day, like, the circles are pretty small. So I know even last year, and having some of the boys in here is kind of cool to have them, you know, rehabbing and exercising, and then, you know, people and patients around them going like, hey, you know what, that's so-and-so, he plays for the Hurricanes, like, that's pretty cool. You know what I mean? So I think for us, it's exciting to have high-level athletes in here who are, like, you know, trying to compete at the highest level and make it to the NHL, and looking at kind of pushing themselves. I think it's fun for us as clinicians to have the challenge to be rehabbing athletes on that kind of on that level, and knowing that they're returning to that level as well. And it's been fun to just try and, you know, add whatever kind of pieces we can help to just support the staff of the Hurricanes that you currently have in place. You know, we kind of look forward to kind of seeing how that relationship kind of continues to grow with kind of a different approach to physiotherapy with regards to Lethbridge.
I'll speak on behalf of my dad. I just want to thank everybody that's here. As well, congratulations to Domenic. I remember, I'm a couple years behind you, but I remember coming to the Hurricane games and watching you, and kind of followed your career over the years as well, and congratulations, very well deserved. First of all, thank you to the Hurricane organization. For you that know my dad, growing up, it was Pepsi and the Hurricanes and Broncos back in the day, and that was it. And family on the side too, right, Dad? You know, Dad doesn't show a lot of emotion in his life, which is a good thing, keeps us even keel. But when he called us a couple weeks ago saying that he was inducted, you could see a little sparkle in his eye, which made us proud. Over the years, it's been a pleasure of mine following Dad and his journey, and the amount of time and effort that he's put in with this organization. And I really do mean it when he says that this does mean a lot to him, and it's been a part of his life for well over 4 years when we started building the Broncos. back in the early 80s, and it's given him a lot of purpose and drive, and you know, he's loved hockey his whole life. This means a lot to him, and it means a lot to me, sisters, and our spouses as well. So on behalf of Dad, I'd like to thank the Hurricane organization, everybody that put this together, and this means a lot to our family.
Good afternoon, everyone. Again, I can't promise that I won't be emotional. It's the Italian in me, so if I drop a tear here and there, just excuse me. It's an incredible honor to be here today and to be able to be recognized by the Lethbridge Hurricanes organization, to be included on the Wall of Honor alongside so many great players, coaches, and people who have helped shape this franchise. It's something I'm truly grateful for. As I made that familiar drive from Calgary to Lethbridge, what I remember most of all wasn't just the hockey, it was the people around the team and the community. From the moment I arrived at 16, I really felt supported. In my first year, I had a number of off-ice challenges that came from being away from home for the first time. I was trying to figure out who I was as a person, not just as a hockey player. Obviously, the adjustment was hard. Living with a new family, going to a different school, being in a new city, learn how to handle things on my own. Had to learn how to be accountable for my own actions, both on and off the ice. But the team and its support staff helped me grow. The people here made sure I wasn't just surviving, but learning, maturing, finding my footing. That year, as Scott mentioned, I was actually the only player attending Catholic high school. Catholic Central High School for French immersion program. The only reason that was possible because the organization allowed it. It was my mom's one condition for letting me leave home and play junior hockey, was to finish my bilingual diploma, and they made that important. I wouldn't be able to talk about Lethbridge without mentioning the host families that I had. Sly and Gail DiPolito, and their two kids. The Taksaki family. Their single mom, Arlene, their three boys, Ryan, Darren, and Kevin. They welcomed me into their home and treated me like one of their own. They opened their doors, their kitchen table, and their lives. They made sure I was taken care of, grounded, and supported. It's kind of generosity that stays with you. I also had incredible support from people around the rink. Steve Falwell, Murray Stevens, Randy Lean, Darren Stalker, all crucial. They treated me as a person, not as a number. They cared, they listened, they made me feel valued. And that's something that stays with you long after you leave. This is only going to get harder, I'm sorry. I was extremely fortunate to also have coaches that I did. Bob Welch, Rich Reese, Rob Dom, Brian McNaught. They pushed me, challenged me, and helped me become a better player and a better person. I learned early that I was accountable to be on time. And Lousy might or might not have given me an 8 o'clock curfew for about a month to make sure of that. Those lessons stuck with me. And they're the same ones I try to instill today in the high school kids that I coach and mentor. And I already had this little bit of episode with Bob just right before, but and then there was Bob Bartlett. Bob was always there for every conversation. And a lot of those, I gotta be honest, had nothing to do with hockey. He was honest, he was fair, and you always knew he had your best interest at heart. Those are the kind of people that are rare, and that I always be thankful for the impact he had on me and so many others who came through the program. Of course, I have my family, my mom and my dad, Gino and Janet, who were, and my brother, who would be here today, as well as my sisters. All the sacrifices along the way, especially my dad, making countless trips, never missed a home game, or in Lethbridge, or a game in Medicine Hat, or a game in Red Deer, and the occasional venture out to Swift Current. He'd finish work, jump in the old Aero Star, drive for hours, and I mean, it's the kind of commitment and love that stays with you for a lifetime. One of the greatest gifts from my time here was the friendship that came out of it. Friendships that have lasted a lifetime. Guys like Slade Stevenson, David Choffmankoff,
Scott Townsend. You go through a lot together. The practices, the bus rides, wins and losses, the laughs that still come easy today. Those bounds are what make this game so special. My time in Lethbridge gave me far more than an opportunity to play the game I loved. It gave me perspective, discipline, and gratitude. Those lessons have carried me through professional career, playing, coaching, and everything I've done since then is built on that foundation. Started right here in Lethbridge. To my wife, Kim, and my girls, Sophia, Stella, Sarah, thank you for your love, patience, and support through every chapter of this journey. My two older daughters can be here today as they're on their own hockey journey, playing in college and junior hockey in Ontario. The experience fostered a love and a passion that I was proud to pass on to my kids. Again, to my parents, thank you for every drive, for every sacrifice, and believing in me long before I ever believed in myself. This honor belongs to you as much as it does to me. Obviously, Lethbridge holds a special place in my heart. It's where I grew up. It's where I learned to compete. And it's where I saw firsthand the power of an authentic community. Thank you to the Lethbridge Hurricanes organization, to this great city, and to everyone who's helped me make those years so meaningful. I'll always be proud to say, and always will be, that I'm a Lethbridge Hurricane. Thank you.
Dom Pittis is getting inducted into our Wall of Honor tonight. Okay, Dom had a couple 100-point seasons for the Lethbridge Hurricanes, played a lot of years over in Europe and in the American League, and had about 100 NHL games as well. So Dom's going to take over here. He's going to speak on his on the team's behalf here for a bit.
Okay, I won't take much of your time, guys. Appreciate the opportunity to talk to the group. And I know this. 30 years ago that I was sitting in your stall there, and again, I want, and again, you're going to see like the old guy with gray hair that's going to try to give you some insight. Like, take advantage of this opportunity that you have with these brothers that you're sitting with. This is an unbelievable time, and like I went on and played 19 years pro. I still got one of my best friends that I played junior with, right? Again, like, you're all in roughly the same age. You got a younger team, which is unbelievable, the opportunity that you guys are going to get. You got unbelievable coaches. Take advantage of every single day. And I know this is redundant, and you see this shit on TikTok, whatever you guys have, right? But again, take advantage of this opportunity, because these guys that you're with, your brothers, there's nothing better. And these relationships that you're going to build will last a lifetime. Good? And I want to see a win tonight, boys.
Yeah. Welcome inside the Visit Lethbridge.com arena as the Lethbridge Hurricanes play the final of a 2-game homestand as they welcome the Calgary Hitmen. Across, Amron to the front, hit a stick, bounced, and scores! Amron got the loose puck and hacks it home. He'll tap it to Fabrizi. Molgachev a steal, he'll shoot!
They point to center ice, that is a goal, 2-0 for the visitors.
Far side, Fabrizi. Rashad scores! The big man, Gavin Lesiak, on the doorstep, redirects it home, and the Hurricanes cut the lead in half. It's 2-1. Intercepted by Junta, point shot, scores! Hits something on the way on a Hurtig point shot, and Calgary quickly responds to restore their 2-goal lead. It's 3-1. Broken up by Doc, turned to the far side, Korzinski scores! And it's 4-1 Calgary. For the trailer, Trevor's a backhander in front and a goal for Koi Funk on the doorstep. And it's a 5-1 Calgary lead. Played it down the boards. Taken in the corner by Gorzinski. Back door, and they score. Power play goal makes it 6-1 for Calgary.
It's always tough from the coach's perspective. You're kind of spinning your wheels. You don't know what to do, what to say in that moment. I think for me, I took a breath and just decided I just got to coach and teach on the bench and just kind of, be positive.
I was thinking we needed somebody to get us going. Gavin Lesiak, I think getting in that fight was turning tables of the game. Obviously, it got the building jumping a little bit.
boards. Smith steals a centering pass. Too good. Scores! First is a hurricane for Jack Toogood. How about that shot? And it's 6-2. Williams lost it. Wormel to the net. Scores! A break the Hurricanes needed. Logan Wormel on a steal. Centered in front. Wormel across. Cousins scores! Cousins on the right side. Cousins a shot. He scores! 3-on-1 for Lethbridge. Malinik with Anderson and Smith. Malinik in. Smith shoots. Scores! Down the right wing, a cross seam pass. Wormel to the front, tip, rebound, scores! That is one to remember. 7-6 in overtime.
The speech in the second intermission must have been really good.
It must have been high.
So who talked? OT?
Everybody.
Good job. Good job, boys. Proud of the effort. I mean, obviously, not super thrilled about how we were playing, but outstanding to come back in the game. Obviously, a lot of emotional leaders in here. Lots of them. Not easy to do that. Not easy to do that. Okay, so lots of shout outs. I'm going to start from the top. It was 6-1 when Gav fought. That was a moment in the game, buddy. Cuz, emotional leader tonight and 2 goals. Good job, buddy. Herman, a goal and 3 apples. Is that any good? Ali, I thought you were going to shoot there on the 3-on-1 and I would have killed you. Okay. So good job. 2 apples by you too. Okay, Randy's first goal, but huge. And once he gets his first win, get the jacket, Torrin.
Jacket, I don't know if you guys remember this, a long time ago, we were down 6-1, not a lot going on, not a lot of life. One guy steps up, gets the ball rolling, Gav.
Yeah, boys, that's done by every guy in this room. Great enjoy tonight.
Yeah!
Hey guys, great job tonight. Worm, good job. Kai, congrats on your first goal. Yeah, this one's going all it's in.
Hey, Elfring.
First time? Pretty sure.
You know, thanks for my first one. Hopefully I have more, but yeah, I thought against Spokane, that was a step in the right direction. Today we battled and got W. So.